The most powerful man alive spent every morning reminding himself not to be seduced by power. Marcus Aurelius was emperor of Rome. 70 million people, the largest army on earth, absolute authority over life and death. And the first thing he did every single day was write in a private journal about how to remain a decent human being. Nobody was meant to read it. That journal became one of the most studied books in history. Today we break down exactly what he wrote and why it still works. Section 1. Who Marcus Aurelius actually was. Before we get into the philosophy, you need to understand the context, because that context is what makes the philosophy extraordinary. Marcus Aurelius ruled Rome from 161 to 180 AD. By any historical measure, he was one of the most effective emperors Rome ever produced. He managed plague, famine, military invasions on multiple fronts, internal betrayal, and the constant pressure of a court full of people who wanted things from him. He did this for nearly 2 decades, without descending into the cruelty or paranoia that destroyed most Roman emperors. He was also deeply human. He buried 9 of his 13 children. He dealt with a co-emperor who undermined him. He faced military campaigns he did not want to fight, in lands he had never intended to visit. He was, in every sense, a man carrying more than any single person should have to carry. And he wrote about all of it, privately, honestly, without performance. That is what makes Meditations different from every other philosophy text ever written. It was not written for an audience. It was written as a set of daily reminders from himself to himself, which means when you read it, you are reading the actual internal monologue of one of history's most consequential human beings. Section 2. The philosophy he built his life on. Marcus was a Stoic, but understanding what that actually means matters, because most people have a completely wrong idea of Stoicism. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions. It is not about pretending things do not hurt. It is not about cold indifference to the world. Stoicism is about one thing: the dichotomy of control. Marcus wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Everything in Stoic philosophy flows from this single idea. There are things within your control, and your thoughts, your choices, your values, your responses. And there are things outside your control, other people's behavior, outcomes, circumstances, your health, what happens to the people you love. The Stoic practice is to invest your energy entirely in column 1, and to develop genuine indifference to column 2. Not fake indifference, genuine philosophical indifference. The understanding that spending emotional energy on things outside your control is not just futile, it is actively self-destructive. Section 3. How he handled fear and uncertainty. Marcus identified something about fear that most people discover too late. Fear almost never operates in the present tense. He wrote, "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason you use to meet the present." Fear lives in the future. It is a projection, a story your mind tells about something that has not happened yet. His method for dismantling fear was precise. First, name it exactly. Not vague fear, but specifically, "I am afraid that this decision will result in this specific outcome." Naming a fear precisely strips it of its vague power. Second, ask what the worst realistic outcome actually is. Then ask, can I survive it? In almost every situation, the answer is yes. Third, return to the present moment. The only hour you can actually act in is right now. What is required of you in this hour? Do that, only that. Section 4. His method for controlling anger. Anger was something Marcus wrote about extensively. He wrote how much more damage anger causes than the event that triggered it. His method had 3 stages. Stage 1, the pause. Between the provocation and the response, there is a gap. That gap is where your character lives. Marcus practiced expanding this gap deliberately. Every time something provoked him, he trained himself to pause before responding. Not to appear calm, to actually become calm. Stage 2, perspective. He would ask himself whether the person who provoked him was acting from ignorance or malice. Ignorance deserved patience, malice deserved distance, but not emotional engagement. Stage 3, scale. He would remind himself of the size of his own life against the size of the irritation. An empire, a century of history, against which a single provocation was, precisely, nothing. Section 5, the ego practice that kept him grounded. Perhaps the most radical thing Marcus Aurelius practiced was his daily dismantling of his own ego. He wrote in his private journal, "Written for no one but himself, do not indulge in dreams of distinction, Emperor of Rome," writing to himself, reminding himself not to get too attached to his own importance. Every morning he would remind himself of his smallness in the context of time and the universe. You are a brief moment in an infinite cosmos. You will be forgotten. Your achievements will be forgotten. Even Rome will be forgotten. This sounds depressing. It is actually liberating. Section 6. How he thought about time and death. Marcus practiced memento mori. Remember that you will die. He wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. When you genuinely hold your own mortality in mind, the trivial becomes invisible. The argument about something that will not matter in a year, the anxiety about what people think, the obsession with status and approval, all of it dissolves when held against the reality that you have a finite number of days. What remains is only what actually matters. The relationships you invest in, the work you choose to do, the character you build." Section 7. The daily discipline that made it all possible. Everything we have discussed was theoretical until Marcus made it practical with a daily structure. Morning. Before anything else, he would name the day-expected obstacles. He wrote, "I shall meet ungrateful people, violent people, treacherous people today." He named them, not to become cynical, but to remove the element of surprise. Preparation destroys the power of surprise. He would then ask himself one question only. Am I living according to my values today? Evening. He would review the day honestly. 3 questions. Where did I fall short? Where did I act well? What will I do differently tomorrow? Not as punishment, as calibration. Section 8. What you can apply today. Here is the minimum viable version. Every morning, name the obstacles you expect to face today. Not to fear them, to be ready for them. Every evening, ask 3 questions. Where did I fall short? Where did I do well? What changes tomorrow? Whenever you feel anger, fear, or ego rising, pause. Name what is in your control and what is not. Release column 2. Act on column 1. And once a day, briefly remind yourself of your own mortality. Let it strip away what does not matter and make clear what does. That is the complete philosophy of Marcus Aurelius, reduced to its essential practice. He did not have special advantages over you. He had the same human mind, the same emotional vulnerabilities, the same tendency toward anger and fear and ego that every human being carries. He just built a system for working with those tendencies, rather than being controlled by them. The system is still available. It has been available for 2,000 years. Subscribe for the next video. We cover the full dark psychology of manipulation, 12 tactics being used against you right now.